Hello, and once again, welcome back to the 96th edition of Boss Boxing Predictions. Yeah, well, let's get on with right now. The first fight that I will be covering is on Thursday, actually, already, and it's sorry. It's a fight between Steven Butler and Vitaly Kupilenko. It's a middleweight fight. Yeah, Steven Butler was a super welterweight or light middleweight previously, and his only loss so far was against Brandon Cook, and that was a while ago, over 2 years ago. And this guy also, Vitaly Kupilenko, has only one loss, and it's to Willie Monroe Jr. Even longer ago, 2014, on points. And Butler was stopped by Cook in 7 rounds. That was another infamous fight. So Butler is the favorite, of course, and this is a fight where he is the home favorite, the home guy, more or less, and he is the bigger puncher of the two, also. Yeah, I think it is likely that Butler can score a knockout victory here, but yeah, it's not very certain. I mean, it's not a sure prediction, but anyway, yeah, I think Steven Butler anyway will most likely win this. He scored 23 knockouts so far, 26 possible, and yeah, he stopped some decent fighters like Carson Jones and Jaime Herrera, and yeah, so this guy can fight, definitely. I mean, this is a 10-round fight, however, so I'm not sure if yeah, but I think my prediction will be that Butler wins by a TKO somewhere in the 6th or 7th round, something like that. Yeah, and then moving on, there is yeah. There are several good fights, of course. And well, of course, there is first. Let's take Hervin Ankas fighting against Ryuichi Funai for the IBF Super Flyweight title. You know, Ankas, I always really, I knew this guy was really world class, and he has proven it also. And his most impressive victories were against Jamie Conlon. He stopped that guy in 6 rounds, and Teru Kinoshita he also stopped in 7. He beat McJoe Arroyo on points. And Ryuichi Funai, he's not really, well, he's a pretty good fighter, but he's not in the same class as some of these guys that I just mentioned. I think and he's been stopped 3 times already in 7 losses. So I think also this fight, and he's also kind of getting on in age a bit. He's almost 34 now. So I think there's a good chance that also in this fight that a knockout can happen, and but also a TKO most likely, because Ancajas has mostly won by a TKO in his title fights. He's now defended his title 5 times, no 6, sorry. So this guy is no joke, definitely. I mean, he can box and punch. So yeah, I guess he stops Funai in 6 rounds or something like that. Yeah. I'm sorry about it. I got a pollen allergy. And then a really, really exciting fight in the light heavyweight division on Saturday. Artur Beterbiev, who is undefeated still, 13-0, is facing Radivoj Kalajic, who is actually undefeated, just not on paper, because, I mean, most people agree that he should have gotten the decision against Marcus Brown. But he's got 24 victories, sorry. I mean, both guys are, Kalajic has one advantage, and that is that he's taller. He's taller by 2.5 inches, and but of course Beterbiev is just a wrecking machine, you know, and so far he hasn't met anyone he couldn't knock out. So this is gonna be a really good fight, but I mean, actually, Hot Rod, as he is called, Kalajic, he's almost a cruiserweight actually. So he's also naturally bigger and heavier than Beterbiev, because Beterbiev is a light heavyweight, and he never really struggled to make the weight, or he hasn't had really any fights above, 175 like Kalajic has had. So, so this may be a factor, but I guess Beterbiev is a favorite. I mean, but still, anything can happen. I mean, I just don't know whether this one also will be a knockout or a stoppage for Beterbiev, because it's the first time I think that he's facing somebody who is also a little bit younger, I think, and I mean, that is both naturally bigger and a really hard puncher, but also a really good boxer, and it's gonna be his hardest test so far for Beterbiev, definitely. And he's also 34 now, so pretty soon he will not be the same guy, anymore. So he better start fighting the best and the biggest names out there, because I don't know, he's been avoiding Kovalev. I don't know why, really. It's silly. I mean, if you take yourself seriously as a fighter and you are a champion, he is the IBF champion, actually, Beterbiev, then you really should, challenge the biggest names, or accept their challenge, of course. And he's even had a beef with, Kovalev, and still he just kind of dodged him, and I just don't get why. But anyway, I think better be is a slightly bigger favorite here, but I'm not really counting out Kalajic, and who is actually my countryman, more or less. And but it's not that, of course. I got no bias here. But as I said, yeah, Beterbiev will have to work harder here, definitely, I think. And I'm not really. I think Kalajic has a chance to win, of course, and he can. He hits hard enough to knock out Beterbiev. So I just hope that he will not be intimidated and that he will put up. I mean, do his best, to win. So I think, yeah, I don't know really. This one is pretty hard, and of course, Kalajic hasn't fought that many higher level opponents, but neither has actually Beterbiev because he's fought mostly guys that are European level and national level, American level, and so who knows? I mean, but I still think he will. He's the most likely favorite to win, and but I don't really know how that will happen. It's really hard to predict. Maybe he manages to get Kalajic out of there. Maybe not. Maybe he wins on points. As I said, Kalajic is very big for light heavyweight. Height wise and especially weight wise, and yeah. So I'm not sure really. Let's say I pick Beterbiev to win by a close decision. Okay, and that's my prediction. And then finally the main fight. Saul Alvarez or Canelo Alvarez versus Danny Jacobs, the Miracle Man. Yeah. This is a fight that I really hope that Jacobs will win, but of course it's not easy to beat Canelo or to get a decision against him, as a few guys know. Those guys are Gennady Golovkin and Erislandi Lara. Jacobs is, of course, taller. He's always been a middleweight, and he's actually a little bit. He's now almost outgrown the middleweight division. He's so big and tall that he is more like a super middleweight, just trying to that can still make the weight for 160. While Canelo, of course, he will never be a really big middleweight. People have talked about how he can fight at 168. I don't think so, really. I don't think he will, because he's, sure, he's strong, but this guy started as a welterweight, and he's never been. He knocked out Amir Khan, who also started out as a lightweight. So what does that really prove? Nothing. And so far he hasn't knocked out anyone else at 160 than Khan, and neither will he, I think, because I don't think he can stop Jacobs. First of all, everyone, all you Canelo, worshippers who are going, oh yeah, he's going to knock the fuck out. No. Forget it. It's not happening. he's not knocking out any Jacobs. I mean, if Triple G couldn't do it, I mean, how the fuck is Canelo gonna do it? Come on, tell me. I mean, Triple G, he's been a middleweight his entire life. He punches as hard as anybody else, and but he just couldn't, because, and why? Because perhaps if Jacobs was a worse fighter than Triple G could have done, but he was dropped and he came back and he took over the fight. Jacobs, I mean, of course it was close, I mean, till the end, but Jacobs really kind of asserted himself, and yeah. So he's just too good. I mean, of course, things can happen like an injury or a big body shot. That is the only way that Canelo can really, I think, stop Jacobs. But I think it's more likely that Jacobs knocks out Canelo than the other way around. If you ask me what I think who will win, I kind of lean towards Jacobs really here, because this is his second great fight of his career, and he came close to winning the first one, but he lost. And now I think he will do everything he can to not lose this one, but of course he is most likely going to have to knock out Canelo. I mean, even though Jacobs is American and he's a rather big figure, all that, but I mean, Canelo is always going to be favored by the judges. That's, but just as long as he's fighting in Vegas, especially. So, yeah, this can go two ways, I believe. Either Jacobs manages to, assert himself and make Canelo fight his fight, and he comes out on top and knocks Canelo out, or it will be maybe a close fight like Canelo versus Triple G, the second one, let's say. And Canelo gets this decision whether he really wins or not. So that's one of the ways, I mean, it can go, most likely. So yeah, either Jacobs, of course, Jacobs, I think there will be at least a couple knockdowns here for sure. I think so. Yeah. Yeah, why not? So I don't really have that much more to say. Yeah. Let's say just that I slightly lean towards Jacobs making that upset, even though it wouldn't be such a great upset, but in the eyes of some anyway, who really favor Canelo and not hug the life out of him, and it would be a big upset, but I slightly lean towards Jacobs pulling it off, kind of a later stoppage, Canelo is tough, of course. He's not really easy. I mean, he's never been, I don't know if he's been down yet, actually. Perhaps once, I don't know. But, I mean, when somebody hits as hard as Danny does, I mean, of course, it can always happen. But it would most likely be a late stoppage, if there was one. Yes, thanks. So that was all for now, and let's hope these fights will turn out really good. See you around. Bye bye.